match number 13 out of 30. So we have this one and then 2 more. So 3 more total today. And then we are done here for day number 3 of the PCS3 Korea qualifiers. The dancers are back again. I like it. Now we got someone in the middle spinning for us. Yeah, nice spin moves as we are coming up in the air. And it is all the Pirates doing the work for us this time.
At least this time around. Now they're in sync, and this might be a sign for Kim Pirates to maybe sneak out a win or a second place here with maybe like 10 or 15 kills here. As these players know how to play well, and they've been in the scene before as well. Let's see what happens, but the playing path is not going to be generous for most of the players here. It's going to be very eastern shifted, a little bit crooked as well, going right on top of Los Leones. So the teams that fly towards Pozo area or La Corellia is going to have a hard time rotating in or out. And it's going to be Griffin now probably flying towards Vitamar, opting out the fact that Alcantara is going to be on the furthest edge from this current playing path. In the meantime, teams are going to continue to find their typical drop spots. No changes have been made on Miramar. Only on Arangel, I believe, was the school apartments. So everything's going to go with the plan that everyone wrote together. So it's going to be no hassle for now.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward playing path, but on Miramar, it should be pretty doable, I think, for most of these teams. Maybe you'll see something with the Kim Pirates and La Vega fighting over some vehicles on a road. That's the only one I can see being a possible issue, I think. And then we kind of got to see what this circle is going to do, because it has some options to go to some crazy places with that particular plane path. And there is Quadro, your winners from that previous game, loading up in their vehicles. And where did Quadro drop this time? I'm looking for them.
Outside Graveyard.
There we are, Graveyard, outside Graveyard.
Africa Freaks continues to shoot at the vehicles, but T1 totally safely got here with no problem. But the vehicles are definitely gone here, and I don't know if T1 can go to the second place if needed.
Yeah, I don't know how safe this will be for T1, but it is interesting to see the strategies that Star-Lord does employ with T1 on Miramar, where he finds something around phase 3 or 4 in the center of the circle and just sends his team into it. And it's usually not like a compound. It's some kind of dippish situation, and that's where he's at this time. Now, OGN here is going to have to defend against Solhaewon Prince. Sungjong up in the middle of the U. Kumgoni has the shack over on his side there as he is trying to look up and over. And he's got to have some kind of idea that... oh, poor Under. Oh, boy. Look at it. Sungjong looks over there to see how bad it is for Under, because Under's probably swearing in his mic right now. And, yeah, Kim Goni is still here. He does have his truck set up there with that smoke. Indigo is holding down the house. On the other side, Kale leapfrogging forward to establish a position for Entis inside this next circle. But this phase 3 one is closing very soon.
Under loses the vehicle, in fact, by flipping that one. Solhaewon Prince now sending it in. Songjang has to hold it down. Is going to pop out a nade there. Megzora completely sends it. Rest of Solhaewon Prince as well as Netflix is going to come through. Can Songjang hold the line is my real question. And Under, in the meantime, comes right out from the side. Finds one knock. Is going to spray the second player, but Netflix is quick to react. Turns his mouse 180 degrees and knocks Under out instantly.
Under lost the handle a bit there. He had an FPX dead to rights if he could control that spray a little bit. Wasn't quite able to get it done. Now Sungjong trying to creep around, trying to see if he can get behind FPX, maybe kind of trick him a little bit using some of those sound cues that are up front. And FPX is going to climb up on top of the roof. Sungjong going to expect him to go inside. He actually didn't. So Sungjong, trying to play what he thinks his opponent is going to do, but FPX being a little bit tricky. Sungjong gets the information from his teammate there that somebody was around the corner, just pre-fires around it. Max Zora has to back up and heal as everybody's taking a moment to heal as this blue starts to hurt.
This blue really hurts. In the meantime, Korn got knocked out by OPGG, so the support couldn't come through for him. Songjang, I don't know how many medkits he has left as Netflix is going to pull it out now. Songjang as well is going to use one of his own. Indigo wrapped around from the side. Good shots coming through. Can't find the knock there just yet. And now Afrikazar Gaming is touching them from behind, and that's going to be a knock coming through towards Indigo.
Well, yep, you're right. He does get knocked. He does get finished, and it's not looking good for Entis. And no, there's Sungjong, comes up and over, finishes the job, and takes Solhaewon Prince out. Quick grabs. Probably if he had any meds, he would have grabbed them, but he's going to have to use that med kit now. He does have 2 med kits available, does Sungjang, so he's going to buy himself enough time to, I would have said, to get back with Kale, but Kale has been knocked, I think. Yep, and Kale is going to suffer to a Afrika Zar. Rosar goes out, though, after that great game he had in game number 2. This one, he goes out a bit early. Sexy Chan going to do the job. On to Kale, and now he's looking right towards Sungjang, and Sungjang has a vehicle and a prayer. Yeah, Pio took a bit of damage there from Jeff Laka. And now Gen.G is going to use Anonix as their point man. So kind of they switch roles around, does Gen.G. They let Pio start, and then they'll let Anonix do it. They'll let Aqua 5 do it. Typically you don't see Loki too much, but Anonix might have got a little bit too far ahead here, as there's Hulk with a Groza. Silenced Groza trying to do some work, and that vehicle is going to be long for this world. Now this is going to alert the rest of Gen.G to the positions of some members of VSG, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough, as this is a very dug-in VSG team in front of them.
DG gets wiped out by a Afrika Freaks in the meantime. Star-Lord, after taking 2 kills onto Dynamo, is going to burn himself out, unfortunately. That sucks for T1, but at least a couple kill points to kind of make it up for that loss there. But now, back towards Gen.G and VSG. Hulk is now putting out the smokes, now realizing that the angles from Afrika Freaks is still there. Loki coming in with the motorbike is going to set up right behind Pio as well. And Loki has to use the medkit there. Sungjang somehow, some way, found a center circle for himself.
He's alive. Amazing. Good job by Sungjang. All right, Gen.G just throwing all their throwables, everything they can to keep this situation tenable for themselves, and I think they're going to make it work. They were able to kind of keep VSG at bay, although this could fall apart real quick. A whole bunch of them taking damage in the blue, trying to push forward a bit. They're going to have to leave their teammate to fall, as they do find the kind of dip there, as Mental's going to push up. That should be a finish for Mental onto Pio. Yep, he's going to take that point. Be very, very happy about that, taking out the star player for Gen.G. But the other 3 members of Gen.G alive, well, and going to be hanging out and healing up for a bit. Meanwhile, VSG is also outside of this next circle bench, and this circle is mostly field at this point. So this is going to be quite interesting to finish this one out. Can Afrika hold off this compound? Because a lot of teams are going to be kind of eyeing it.
Yeah, at this point, it's almost like a reckless send, where you're just hoping to steal just a single house to kind of settle down. From the compounds, there's a bunch of houses, so it's easy to kind of tackle one if nobody gets knocked down in the process of moving into it. In the meantime, T1, VLG still in it with 4 players, but the vehicles are both well beat up. I don't know if that's going to be viable. Now VSG is going to send it. I don't know where they're going to send it. Not compounds for now. Wrapping around is going to be 2 players. Spray down coming through. A bunch of damage has been put out. And then knocks aren't happening, thankfully. They might just be able to use where Sungjang was at and kind of put out a couple smokes and kind of utilize that one.
That's what they're going for. Oh, and they're going to get Sparrow run over. Mental's going to get knocked, though, in the process. Foxy immediately belly flops behind his vehicle. Loki now sending it with Aqua 5 up to the back of this compound, recognizing it as open. A bit of a weak point for Afrika in a way in terms of what they can cover with their sight lines and fire lines. So now you got to push through these stables, as it is going to be Loki kind of working his way in. Anonix rolls the motorcycle inside to safety, trying to keep that alive. Now VSG has to hold off emTek as they're coming in. Mental and Foxy are going to go down, and VSG is out.
emTek continues to put up the points they really need to stay up in the top 6 there. And now it's going to be Afrika trying to hold it off against Gen.G, but looks like the truce has been signed, as these 2 teams don't really want to fight this one out. They already have a house inside a circle. Why go through the hassle of losing players? But they're just going to continue to have an overwatch over each other and see if anyone's really willing to push, but nobody's really willing to push, but just stay in their spot and keep the guard up.
Yeah, exactly. And Dengche's got a good angle here. If anybody comes ahead of that door that's just to the middle of this building, kind of where Loki is, he's going to be able to pop them right away. So he's holding a great spot there. Element Mystic, Kim Pirates, they're hanging out on the back. No, Element Mystic might have to push through the U-shaped building through those other 2 members of Kim Pirates. VLG, it's hard to see what those players' names are on my screen when they cut to this small one. I know it's so small. VLG is outside of Griffin. Both teams have been beating each other up, and now you've got Afrika also putting shots into Griffin. That angle that Hansia had can see not only the outside of that compound that Gen.G is in, but also it can see onto Griffin's position, so he can kind of keep track of what they're doing and call in some shots for his teammates. VLG now, they're just moving their vehicles a wee bit and trying to keep Griffin completely blockaded in. OPGG losing some members over in the field. Element Mystic now did get themselves on top of the house. It looks like Maknae is going to try to join his fellow teammate. Fire just below VLG, just misses their feet. And it's going to keep those feet warm since you don't put shoes on in PUBG, so you make less noise.
In the meantime, Griffin did not decide to finish VLG and is going to back away from it in the process. Joy knocks out 2 hearts, so that might be a flush coming through as well. And Griffin's going to be lingering around the edge. So is Element Mystic and Kim Pirates. They are not willing to make the first move here. And no, this circle hurts, and it's going to be a hard push. Kim Pirates in a vehicle, rolls it, takes a bunch of damage, gets stopped by the truck. KRV knocks out Joy in the meantime. Taemin's like, okay, this is going to be the final day for me. Knocks out 1, takes the kill point. He's not willing to move. Spots out another player anytime soon, and should be a kill as well.
Yeah, Element Mystic realizes there's not much else they can do. Kim Pirates had defended that incredibly well. So that's going to be the Kim Pirates winning that particular battle. Ghibli now taking some shots. Minsung sending it up ahead for Griffin. Kim Pirates going to load up and give their attempt at a vehicle rotation. Smokes as well down here for Griffin as they want to kind of collect with their teammate. But Minsung is able to get up to that shed, to the overhang, and do it. Oh, Kim Pirates... Whoops-a-daisies. There's a rock there. They couldn't see it because of the smoke, so they ran into that rock, and that's going to really slow things up. That is a critical error at the worst time possible for the Pirates.
Taemin got knocked out. Black Knight got knocked out, but at least emTek came from behind to finish off La Vega there. Akan is the final player alive for Kim Pirates. I don't know. He's trying to go for the res here, it looks like. In the meantime, Gen.G and Afrika Freaks back over here. It's going to be the fight over the stables. And don't know if Afrika wants to push into this one, as Gen.G has made a good stronghold inside of it. Good defense has been set up, so it's going to be a hard to break kind of defense there.
Yeah, it is. Neither team is really interested in trying to get past that. Now emTek just comes and rolls up on top of the Pirates. The Pirates still have 1 alive, but for how long? Not very.
9 kills already.
A huge round for emTek. Absolutely right. They are playing very, very well on this northern edge. And now they get to work in to this plateau. There's a few rocks and trees and things available. And there is Afrika Zar Gaming over, I think it's just on top, if I'm not mistaken, over there.
On top.
Just on top. And otherwise, it's, Griffin, VLG, and then, the standoff between the Freaks and Gen.G continues with 2-tap. Ooh, nice peek there by 2-tap to at least get a little bit of damage, but that's going to alert Youngjong to his position. That's going to be a knock. Good shooting, good finish for emTek. 10 kills for them.
Picky, in the meantime, bolted on top in the head to make things even worse. Another point has been picked up by emTek. And what could possibly become a nightmare for these teams? The whole northern side of the circle is controlled by emTek. So if the circle shifts away from the hut and the warehouses, Gen.G and Afrika are both in trouble.
Oh, it's emTek's round if it does that. It is basically their round. Because, Gen.G and emTek are going to, or Gen.G and emTek, Gen.G and Afrika are going to have to fight each other. And Onyx comes over, does some good shooting. Now, this is more kills in the
14.
bag. Wow. The emTek just stole, I think, some of those kills that Onyx just got, those knocks. And Hansia's got his way on top of the roof.
How?
I don't know. How, indeed. Is there a vehicle that there must be something on the side of that building that I forgot about. A piece of, like
a
box or a
something?
stool. Yeah, right. There's a ladder out there. I don't know. But Hansia does get up here because now that he knows that Griffin's out from that left-hand side because he's been watching it, keeping track of it, he knows that roof is now safe, so he's going up there. Picky trying to get the bolt. I would love to see it. You don't get to see it too much in Korea, basically never. We don't have any dedicated bolters. But Picky's got one due to, oh boy, an Onyx on the cross, but good cover by Aqua 5 is going to get a quick down and flush onto Hansia. That is a nice spray with the AK.
Good spray down, but now Hwaran comes up top of the hill is going to go for the spray down. Takes a bunch of damage from Alka 5, so Alka 5 tickling, but the kill steal is there. Now Alka 5 runs into the blue. Haru finds the headshot even to make things worse for Gen.G. And now emTek is probably sitting at 16 kills because of that. Africa Freaks is now moving in towards the stable. They realize that they have to finish this situation as soon as possible if they even want a chance to move into the next zone.
Well, if there's anybody who can get this done, it's Loki. No, wrong time for a stun. Oh, they just ran by. They didn't know he was in there. All right, they're going to spray through that stun. He stunned himself more than anybody with that one. The Africa Freaks trying to clean him out of this building. Blue is not too far behind. He looks out the window right at the wrong moment. EJ in with the scar. Finishes the job. Gen.G out in third place. So a couple missed timings there for Loki. And he is going to go down. Now the Freaks with a relatively clean finish. They only lose Hansia in that battle against Gen.G. So that's pretty nice for them. It gives them a shot here against emTek. But emTek has the circle and has 4 members alive.
The center is going to be right where Picky is going to be at. And just a little good news for Africa Freaks is that at least Picky has a bolt, not a DMR. So the power to stop pushes are a little bit down for Picky. Now, he's got a single stun, maybe a couple stuns, and just a single molly, no more utilities. So the rest of emTek has to provide the cover that Picky needs to stop the push. Because otherwise, it's going to be a disaster.
That could be a really good molly. Oh, it just misses the mark. Afrika had dodged out of the way in time. So coming around the side is Roa. So Afrika trying to do what they couldn't do against Danawa and take this. Barong, good shots into EJ. That's going to force him to go for the heal. It's slowing up a bit. Dengche over the side, putting some damage down into emTek. But Guyon finds a big knock on Roa. EJ down as well here. This is about it for Africa Freaks. Indeed, Dengche out. emTek takes the game. 19 kills for them. Huge round for emTek.
19 kills. That's going to be given emTek the second place here with 29 points to be added to what they already had.
Respect my mind, no doubt from last time. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours.